Chris here, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the latest release from Swedish power metalers New Horizon. We'll be diving into their album Conquerors, which is primarily a two-man project, I would say, because it is primarily all written by the mastermind there, Jonah T. And then we got the dude on the other side, Nils Molin, is the vocalist. They do have several guests on this album doing like solos and stuff like that. We got Elise Rid, who does guest vocals on a song called Before the Dawn towards the end of the album. But the most consistent guest is the drummer George Hardenstedt Egg is his name. I really like his drum work. It's absolutely fantastic. I love what he delivers in certain spots, and I'll definitely be touching on that throughout this video. So let's dive into Conquerors. I love the opening track right off the bat. Grabbed me, immediately. Against All Odds. This strikes with majestic energy and full throttle fury. Yeah, I can hardly say it. It gets you so pumped. We got some vibrant keyboards and glorious power from vocalist Nils Molin. High octane pace right off the bat from the drums and guitars, and a really catchy chorus, which is very much a theme throughout this album. Is the very good chorus. Lots of vibrancy, glorious melodies, things like that to really boost the chorus up, grab the listener, and the pacing throughout the album was really good as well. Not just in the songs, but the way the album is paced as well. I feel like the songs kind of all segue and match in with each other, and maybe some more harder songs and more, I guess, slower ones, are in nice spots as well. So the song placement is really good, but you start off with that theme that I always talk about, is like grab the listener right off the bat. Well, they certainly do with Against All Odds, and they follow it up really nicely with this next one. I love just the glorious intro to this and the exceptional range shown from Nils Molin in my first of 2 must listens. Decided to go 2 must listens on this one, King of Kings. This one contains just palpable force from the amalgamated rhythms and keyboards that I felt get united by the surging pops of the snare and the explosive booms of the bass drum. This to me is a perfect example of like what George Hardenstedt Egg does on drums, and how using a snare or bass hits on certain notes dramatically amplifies other instruments or the instrument's notes and things like that. And I really felt like that happens in King of Kings, especially that insanely explosive double bass in the last chorus. That just absolutely elevates the catchiness. It almost makes your hair stand up the back of your neck. It picks you up. It drives you even more of what this chorus is, considering it is very it's wonderfully memorable lyrics and melodies. And I've just felt the drums in that third chorus, that last one, the way they are, it just explodes it and makes it really catchy. If you're driving, it almost makes you want to drive faster, you just accidentally drive faster. But that's the way I felt like the drums really delivered in King of Kings, and that's why it's my first of 2 must listens. Now moving on to my second must listen to, Daimyo. Now I love the theme to this one, but I love the main melody even more. It all starts with powerful chords and majestic keyboards as the backdrop, elevating to the pre-chorus and enhanced even more for the captivating lyrics and vocal melodies of the legendary and powerful chorus that replicates Oda Nobunaga, the first unifier of Japan, one of the most powerful daimyos. I really felt like the song transcended that feeling of Oda rising through the ranks, rising up to that powerful unifier in daimyo, all the way from the verse, the pre-chorus and chorus. It keeps building to like a glorious king type status that he would represent, and I thought that was really unique in this track. One thing I also really enjoyed was Nils Molin. I felt he does a great job accentuating certain syllables and words, doing what I felt like the drums did in King of Kings, amplifying and taking the melodies and making the hook even more potent and more catchy in the chorus. Well, not even just the chorus. I think I would say he did it throughout the entire song for the most part in certain spots. Like I said, certain words and syllables, he really amplified those and made them more exciting and things like that. He just has a tremendous way of doing that throughout this entire album. I felt that I just really picked up on it, mostly King of Kings, Daimyo, and this next one, Shadow Warrior. I thought he did a fantastic job in Shadow Warrior as well, with amplifying and elevating certain things with his range and vocal melodies. Shadow Warrior felt hits with a more barbaric force. I really liked I got to feel the rumble of the bass quite well, especially in the chorus. The bass grooves along with the double bass nicely. And I also like the snare. The snare, once again, struck with a lot of potency, especially with the keyboards in the pre-chorus. There was just this majestic pop there, jumping us into the chorus there from the pre-chorus. I really like that sort of standing out there. And like I said, I was really impressed with Nils Molin, his vocal work and his melodies. And I felt like in the chorus, he really clicked with the keyboards and vice versa. I thought that little united pairing there in the chorus really helped a lot. I wouldn't say you really get to hear the keyboards too much, but they're there, and I felt like that little bit sort of helps kind of create a nice melody and a nice little, I don't want to say jingle, but like a nice little memorable thing, to the backdrop there of the chorus, whereas Nils is more out front along with the guitars and stuff. But really nice work in Shadow Warrior. I like how Shadow Warrior differentiates itself from the rest of the album, even though there's certain elements that kind of unite and click. Like I said in Against All Odds at the very beginning, how the theme of like the really catchy choruses, Shadow Warrior has that, but it differentiates itself with a lot of the toughness of the riffs and things like that. Now this next one, Apollo, is another fascinating theme, I felt, with powerful guitar work resonating with the palpitating race between US and Russia to reach the stars at the time. I felt like the chorus emulates the vibrancy of Apollo finally reaching outer space, and I kind of felt like it all culminates with the final chorus octave elevation, certainly emulating the peak of the space race. I felt like that's how the chorus did, and just Apollo felt like a little bit like Daimyo in a sense of like we kept getting this build, this raise towards the chorus, and I felt like that was kind of emulating and transcending what the lyrics and the theme were. So it was another really good job of building that, sort of putting you on the edge of your seat, getting you to that climax. I felt like we got that in Apollo as well. These next two tracks, I felt like they changed the atmosphere of the album back to back, these two guys. There's a destructive end of days sort of mood and theme to Fallout War and Messenger of the Stars. I definitely felt the intensity change of the riffs, the depth of the volume felt heavier, and the keyboards translate the doom and destructive atmosphere quite a bit. I also felt like Nils Molin, his vocals, he doesn't quite use the potent range and the type of melodies that he does, say, in the chorus for King of Kings and Shadow Warrior. It's a bit different. I felt complimenting the mood and tone of these two tracks. I thought he did a really good job of that. I really liked the lyrics. I felt like I was really intrigued by them, and these pair of themes here, I was uncertain exactly what they were about or who they might be about, but I definitely have my theories, and that was actually kind of a question I was thinking of asking anybody who's watching this and listens to it, if they have any theories on what these two songs, Fallout War and Messenger of the Stars, would be about. That'd be an interesting discussion to have in the comments. So I'm going to end it there. I've talked about almost every song on the album. I really enjoyed this album. I think it's fantastic. If you watch my top 10 albums from last year, I had it way up there. I think I had it in 5th or something like that. It kept growing on me. I really enjoyed their cover of Alexander the Great, or Iron Maiden's Alexander the Great. They did an awesome job on that as well. And Nils' vocals fit, right into that, like what Bruce Dickinson is able to do for Iron Maiden. I felt like he did a great job on Alexander the Great, having that same type of capabilities as Bruce. But anyways, yeah, I hope you guys check out New Horizons, Conquerors. All the songs will be in the description below for you guys to check out, where to get the album, stuff like that. And make sure you check out those two awesome must-listens. I really enjoyed those, King of Kings and Daimyo. Really cool stuff. I like the theme behind them as well. Really, really great power metal in my opinion. And until next time, folks, how about some heavy listening?